Hello, I'm Candice, and in this video lesson I'm sharing my 5 top foods and tips that can assist you to boost your energy naturally. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and I promise you that you are going to benefit from what I have to share. So, time is valuable, so let's jump straight into it. I'm going to share my screen as I've created a PowerPoint presentation just to guide us through nicely here. Okay, and there we go. So as I said, 5 foods and tips to boost your energy naturally. I love sunflowers, they're my favorite flowers, so wherever I can add them in, I take the opportunity. But I specifically added the word in here, naturally, because I do truly feel that the more naturally that you can assist your body to get back into health, that you have long-term results and overall better well-being. We know that we all have our good days and our bad days when it comes to our energy levels. But specifically, if you are experiencing long-term fatigue, I do highly suggest that you do have a visit to your doctor and then you have some tests done, because there could be many other factors. But as I say, you can definitely start adding in these 5 foods and 5 tips, and you will, I'm sure, feel an overall improvement real soon. So, just a little bit more about myself. I am a mom to a beautiful daughter who is 5.5 almost, and I made this promise, vow, to be the best mom that I could be. So almost 6 years ago, I began this parenting quest, and I did a lot of research and reading and online courses, and then created Connected Wellbeing from that to fulfill this bigger passion and purpose, to be able to pass on my teachings and to provide the support and the online teaching to other fellow moms who are on this amazing journey. And we know that as moms, we are the sort of anchor for our home. So we have to be maintaining and looking after our own well-being first, so that we can be firstly the role model. And that's why I shared that picture of my daughter and I doing some yoga, is that we have to be the role model to our children. We need to live it before we can teach it. And as I say, because ideally we all want to have a life, we want to live life to the full, we want to experience well-being, that we can achieve all our hopes and our dreams. But as I say, our well-being is our sort of anchor, and we need to have that in place first. So my health philosophy, as I briefly touched on, is I definitely do believe in a natural approach to things. I also do believe that less is more when it comes to all sorts of factors. So less consuming of food, less consuming of sugar, wheat, medications, chemicals, toxins, getting back to basics, simplifying where we can, and also striving for that beautiful balance in our life between the work and the play and the career. As modern moms, we are all trying to juggle many balls. As I say, we want to truly live a life of fulfillment, but this requires, as I say, we need to be having our energy on levels completely supporting us in order to achieve and create all these wonderful things. So I did touch on my story and my purpose. Specifically when it comes to energy levels, I did last year experience a bit of a fatigue rock bottom. We tend to push ourselves, and as I say, we need to be creating a consistent, for myself this year, I'm on a mission to have a bit more of consistent self-care time, scheduling it in and making it a priority, because I truly felt the impact of that. And as I say, now for me to be able to share my teachings and my experiences to support and uplift other moms is just truly warms my heart to be able to do that. So we all have our good days and our bad days, and these are just reminding you of some of the symptoms that you perhaps have been feeling or you have felt in the past. That is feeling lethargic, if you have consistent body aches and pains, drowsiness during the day. So I'm not talking about 10 o'clock at night, it's normal to feel drowsy, But if you're feeling drowsy at 9 o'clock in the morning, that's not so good. You may also experience an increase or a loss of appetite. Generally, when our energy is low and we're feeling exhausted, we tend to reach out for our sweet things and our carbohydrates, because that gives us that sudden boost. But then, unfortunately, an hour or so later, we hit that dip afterwards. So that's where I specifically wanted to touch on foods that are going to maintain and boost your energy levels rather than those carbs and sweets. And then sometimes irritable. Yes, we all have our general mood swings, but again, if you are snappy and irritable a lot more than you are normally, then that can also be an indication, obviously, that you are fatigued and tired. So we need to be introducing more vital foods into your diet. Vital means that it is necessary to the existence, continuance, or well-being of something. Whenever I am eating a meal, I really try and pack in as much nutrition as possible. These days, we also need to be supplementing a lot more. Unfortunately, our food quality has deteriorated because of demand and our soils not being well maintained. So nowadays, we truly do have to supplement with a whole bunch of nutrition-dense options that are available to us. So let's jump into my top 5 foods to boost your energy. And the first one is nuts. Such a fantastic snack to carry in your handbag whenever you do feel that urge of a little munch coming along, is to grab a handful of nuts, preferably raw and unsalted, because that means that they have not been processed. And then interestingly enough, when I was doing research for this presentation, the one article, it spoke about actually soaking your seeds overnight. And what this does is this actually activates the germination process within the nuts. And so that when you're consuming them the next day, you are having even more nutrients that are being released into that little nut. So very, very interesting. I'm going to try it this week. So nuts also have our essential fatty acids, which are excellent for our brain and our heart health. So grab those nuts, and I snack on them every single day. They really are fantastic little powerhouse snacks to have around. Next up is mushrooms. These unusual fungi plants actually contain a huge amount of iron. And what this does is, obviously, we need to have iron to transport oxygen throughout our bloodstream and then to our major organs. So very easy to add into your lunches, your soups, your pasta sauces, whatever it is. Obviously, fresh is good. I'm not talking about the packet mushroom sauce, but actually creating your own fresh homemade mushroom sauce is really, really wonderful. Then number 3 on the list is spinach. And I do prefer to, there's obviously different kinds of spinach. Kale would also fall under this category. But for me, the most easiest type of spinach for me is the baby spinach, because it is a lot more tender and easier to eat raw. So I use it instead of lettuce. I use it to make my salads. And your spinach is also full of potassium and magnesium. Magnesium plays a very vital role in producing energy within our body. It's almost used in every process within our body. And then combined with our potassium, that just helps to regulate our nerve and muscle function. So as we know, that character Popeye, he was always chugging his spinach to give him strength and energy. So definitely adding this onto your list. And then I love to combine it with number 4, and that is eggs. So for quite some time, poor eggs were given quite a bad reputation, although with more modern research and studies, they have now scientifically stated that it is very safe to have 3 eggs a day. Because at one stage, you were only allowed to have 5 to 6 eggs a week. That was the sort of healthy standard. So obviously, if you are able to purchase free range, that is again more nutritionally advantageous. You can tell by the yolk of your eggs if they're more of a yellow-orange, that is going to be more organic. So that is definitely, and then also your cooking method. We are cooking it poached is preferable, or scrambled, just being aware of what you're adding into your eggs. And as I say, they contain a huge punch of protein in your eggs. And as I say, 3 eggs a day is perfectly safe. It increases your HDL, which is your good cholesterol levels. So again, maintaining your heart health. But as I said, I like to combine. So my go-to little meal on a Sunday evening when I don't feel like cooking, or during the week, is a plate of baby spinach leaves, and then I have 2 poached eggs with that, and again sprinkling in some interesting herbs and seeds and things on top, and it really fills me up and gives me a good energy boost. Then we come to number 5, which is a bit of a sneaky one because it's superfoods. So there's many that fall under this category. But I just love that picture on the bottom right there with the bowl, because when I eat a bowl of oats or yogurt, it is never plain and boring. I'm always adding in a sprinkle of chia seeds or ground flax seeds, ashwagandha powder. I love to add spirulina into my smoothies. I put turmeric, cayenne pepper, ginger, you name it. I really do, as I say, like to take every opportunity when I'm eating to have a nutrient-dense meal. So get creative. You don't have to go overboard and buy all 10 superfoods, but you can slowly start creating a little stash and a variety. And as I say, having fun, mixing and matching. I also love they've got the goji berries. Combining with your nuts is what I sort of keep a little stash of in my handbag at all times. So, as I say, get creative in introducing these superfoods. But again, we need these nutrient-dense supplements to add to our diet these days because we're not getting enough just from our normal eating. So there we go. Those are my top 5 foods. And next we are then going to get into my top 5 tips to boost your energy. Now, obviously, I'm not going to discuss the normal, which you know is about, obviously we've covered food. You need to look at your diet when it comes to boosting your energy, your sleep pattern, getting enough sleep. Thirdly, obviously managing your stress levels. So those you all know. Getting exercise is another factor, but these are slightly different tips that I'm sharing now. And the first one is to reduce your toxin consumption. Your 5 major sources of toxins come from our food. So that is trying to avoid foods that are processed and packaged, because that means that they are going to be very high in preservatives and chemicals. Next is to improve your water source, whether that is investing in a filtration system or water jugs, or purchasing big 5 liters or 10 liters. But truly a good healthy source of water is so crucial. The next is our environment. Obviously, living in the city, we are a lot more exposed to air pollution from vehicles, factories. There are also filtration systems that you can implement at home. And again, just being a bit more aware of if you're driving in the traffic, rather have your windows up than be breathing in all those car fumes. And getting out into the country away from the city at least once a month, where you can enjoy some beautiful oxygen-rich air. The fourth one is also quite a big one to tackle, and that is looking at your beauty and your personal care products and also your home cleaning products. Where can you start switching and changing for more organic, natural, green, so to speak, products? Because again, there are so many chemicals that are loaded into, let's say, all of those products that we're using on a daily basis. And then obviously, number 5, our stress and negative thinking is also then going to impact our body, impact our immune system when we are being negative. We, as I say, it's our body, mind, emotions, all interconnected. So why you want to reduce your toxins is that what happens is that toxins form a barrier around your cells So when you are consuming these vital, healthy foods and your vitamins, they actually can't penetrate through that barrier of your of those toxins. So you're actually not absorbing your nutrients as effectively as possible. There are, again, fantastic supplements that you can use. I use a product called Zero Tox, which is brilliant, natural and safe. And also then doing regular detox cleansing programs, starting maybe with a 3-day. I'm doing a 5-day water and juice cleanse next week. So I like to implement every season to do a cleanse or detox of sorts, just to give our body that break and to push that reset button. And it really does wonders for your entire body and well-being. So number 2 is using essential oils. I've been using essential oils for years. My mom got me using essential oils when I was, I don't know, 5-6 years old, from the basics of lavender. And essential oils, a study in Germany found that they have got huge benefits in helping to reduce our blood pressure, eliminating our stress levels and improving our immune function. So what it does is that the aromatic molecules actually can pass through the blood-brain barrier, and that then gets absorbed into our bloodstream. And what's fascinating with herbs and essential oils is that they are called adaptogens. So they adapt to the individual body that they are being consumed in. So as I shared, lavender, for example, is used generally for relaxation. It might help someone, as I say, sleep really well, but for someone else helps them to stop their headaches. So it's beautifully, naturally brings that sort of balance within the body. So the top ones that they recommend for boosting your energy is lime, which increases your energy flow and your concentration. The second one is grapefruit, reduces mental fatigue. Number 3, peppermint, that's very invigorating for the mind and the body. We've got number 4, basil. Who loves to eat basil? Basil pesto, sprinkle basil leaves on your salad. Really helps to relieve mental fog. And number 5, lemongrass, which is very uplifting and helps to clear the mind. So you can purchase essential oils from any health shop. You can A, bath with them. B, you can use them in a oil diffuser of sorts. Or C, you could even use them as topically onto the skin, mixed in a bit of oil. Obviously, if you are pregnant, you need to be very aware of, I don't think there's many oils you can use when you are pregnant, but just to be sure, just to check before you use any if you are. So essential oils are, as I say, a fantastic, easy, beautiful way to help to boost your energy levels. And as I say, using it in and around your home, very easy and practical. Then the next one is acupressure points. And acupressure, again, a very subtle way of being able to, when you're applying pressure to certain points, you are releasing endorphins within the body, which then starts to promote healing. There are 12 major meridians, but then again, I specifically looked up which ones can help to boost energy. So the first one is called Tai Chong, and that one is located, if you say in that picture, you've got 2 finger widths away from the big toe and where your second toe joins. So that is where you find the Tai Chong, and that is to release stress and anxiety and to improve circulation. The second acupressure point is called Ki Ha, and that is to relieve deep fatigue. So it really helps to get into that dormant energy resource, and that is positioned 2 finger widths below your belly button. And then the third one is called Zhu Sang Li, and that boosts your overall energy and strengthens your muscles. And pressure points, you are then holding that particular pressure point for 1 to 3 minutes, taking a couple of nice deep breaths, and you can even add a mantra perhaps to it. So taking a couple of nice deep breaths, and it could be, I'm filled with energy and vitality. You can hold it, or you can massage that area, or you can lightly tap that spot. And again, very easy to be doing if you are sitting on the couch, at a desk, in the car. And again, just being aware of, if you are pregnant, there are certain pressure points that you can't use. So please just do investigate that before you just start using acupressure points. So again, a fantastic, easy tip there as well. Then number 4 may seem a bit obvious, but it's embracing the elements. We are 70% water ourselves. Our body relies on sun to sort of, if you think about us as being living human beings, is that we need water, we need sun, we need air, we like plants, we need that photosynthesis energy process to take place. And guess what? Embracing elements is completely free. You've just got to make the time for it. So it really energizes us on so many levels, body, mind, and spirit. So take that time to walk outside in your garden barefoot, feel the ground underneath you, feel that sunshine and warmth soaking into your skin, the breeze in the air, taking those deep breaths and those moments of mindfulness to take in the elements around you. And then number 5 is, as I shared at the very, very beginning, obviously we all have our good days and our bad days when it comes to our energy levels, but if you are consistently battling with low energy and excessive fatigue, and even after trying some of these foods and these methods, if you don't see any improvement, please do go and get tested. And then obviously you want to treat it. I would suggest doing it homeopathically, because that is a beautiful natural way of getting to the root of the cause. And I love that quote that says, your body is designed to be healthy. And as I say, treating it naturally just helps your body to stay in and find that beautiful homeostasis, that balance. And as I say, not adding more chemicals and medication into the mix, which is going to have a whole other thing of side effects to it. So there you have it. That is my 5 top foods and 5 top tips that, as I say, I've implemented, I've used, and definitely have found to be beneficial. And I hope you enjoy them. And just to end off with this quote that says, nothing looks as good as being healthy feels. I truly hope that, as I say, you can start implementing these from today, and that you can start to feel that boost in your energy levels and your health, because that truly is going to impact your well-being, which then has that ripple effect of infiltrating all aspects of your life. So thank you again for your time, and I hope you enjoyed. You're welcome to reach out to me. I would love to assist you with any aspect on your well-being journey. You can connect via my website, which then has links to Facebook and Instagram. There are other video lessons on the YouTube link as well that you can enjoy. So wishing you all the best and loads of well-being, and go well until the next time. Bye.